Now what do you want in a phone? Value for the money we are spending on it. Not iPhone users, they want the logo. And this phone is getting everyone excited because this brings value for money. I mean, specs and features are great for 23K, 21K with the bank discount. But as a great man once said, I've always believed in the fact that it's not always about the specs. This is Rupesh from Sillycorns, that great man. Subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, time to put things into perspective and answer all your questions. See, the reason why everyone has been excited about the new Moto Edge 50 Fusion is because this has advantages over the competition at a lower price. I mean, you get the 68-watt fast charger in the box, the Type-C to C cable, so you can charge your laptops and other devices too, and you get this case. And all of this is an advantage over the Nothing Phone 2A, but not so much against the OnePlus NORD CE4. But hey, this costs 2,000 rupees less. Now, the one advantage it does have against both the Phone 2A and the CE4 is the IP68 rating, which we have seen in other Moto phones too in this segment. But yeah, other than that, still kind of reserved for flagships, and this is the IP rating that actually means something, not your IP54, 55, 64, you get the idea. Plus, Moto has been making some really good looking phones of late, and this is another premium looking phone. We have it in this suede finish, which I've seen in sofas, expensive cars. Heck, even the word suede sounds so premium. It's something straight out of Italy. Suede. See, there's money written all over it. And this feels pretty nice and grippy too. It's very different to the usual leather backs we've seen in Moto phones. I also like how the camera module merges with the back and this color pops, but suede has another side to it. See, the problem is this attracts dust quite easily. Yeah, you can see it, but then this is IP68, right? So I'll just wash it. Aha! But suede is like a cloth. What if it doesn't dry off quickly? Will it stay wet for long? Will it even wet my pockets? Yeah, I have a problem. Honestly, this is the first time I've used a phone with a finish like this, and I want to see how it holds up in the long run. The good thing is, if you do have tech demons in your head, the Edge 50 Fusion is available in a usual leather back and a usual plastic acrylic glass-like back, so you have options. That apart, the frame is plastic and there is the dual SIM slot, the USB 2.0 Type-C port, the buttons are tactile, the fingerprint scanner is in display, but I wouldn't say it's the fastest. It does take that extra second sometimes, not a problem, but yes, not the fastest. Anyway, there's no headphone jack or micro SD slot here, but this is one sleek phone and it's lightweight, and compared to the Nothing Phone 2A, this is definitely more handy. I mean, it's more narrow, it's more lightweight, but when it comes to the design of these phones, it all boils down to the cool, unique, transparent back with LEDs versus the more premium, understated suede back design of the Edge 50 Fusion. To each their own, honestly. And what adds to the vibe here is the curved display with very minimal bezels, no chin mind you, and this display is pretty good. See, the specs of the AMOLED panel are top notch. You get Gorilla Glass 5 protection, and I've enjoyed using the display here. It's sharp and nice, colors look very rich, and it's very smooth to use. It has 144Hz, but in the auto mode, the display sticks to 120Hz at max. It'll probably go to 144Hz in supported games, but yeah, you can also force the display to 144Hz. Now, I know a lot of people aren't big fans of curved displays, but I honestly do not face any issues with accidental touches on the curves. Also, the display is rated to have 1600 nits of peak brightness, and it is visible in direct sunlight, but when I compare things, I found the brightness of the Nothing Phone 2A higher, as you can see. Another thing to note, this does not have HDR support in Netflix, and I checked in YouTube as well, and there's no HDR option. I mean, the screen looks good, videos look great on this, but is HDR a deal breaker for you guys? Comment down below and let me know. That apart, this has stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support, and the speakers are actually very good, loud, crisp, and there's good depth as well. And I compared things, and I honestly found the speakers on this better versus the Phone 2As. Now, one area where the Edge 50 Fusion does not have the advantage is the performance. I mean, 7S Gen 2 with UFS 2.2, LPDDR4X isn't going to kill the competition. It's clear from the benchmarks as well that it's kind of the weak link in the Edge 50 Fusion specs page. Even the UFS 2.2 storage behaves like UFS 2.2. I mean, what is this, Motorola? But I don't care about the numbers. I care about the real world performance. And one thing that really stood out to me is it feels just as smooth, if not smoother than the Phone 2A or the NORD. It's probably the optimization or maybe the animations, but the phone is really good to use. Gaming is one area where I feel the competition is better, but it's not like you can't game on this. I mean, BGMI supports Ultra HDR and Ultra or Smooth Extreme settings, and it's definitely playable. The performance is good. Genshin has some stutters at 60 FPS with graphics set to medium, but once again, I'd say it's playable. This also does not have any heating issues. CPU throttling results are good, and the temperature is normal high when I checked. But I also did kind of a different heating test on this phone, so you know how hot it is in Delhi right now. So I went to the terrace, recorded a 5-6 minute 4K 30 FPS video with the screen set to max brightness, and then I checked the temperature, and yes, the phone was hot, but it wasn't hitting the red flag mark, which is like 50 degrees. So it's fine, especially because I did the same test on the Nothing Phone 2A and it dimmed the brightness to reduce the heat, and it was very hot as well. The performance apart, the 7S Gen 2 is also very efficient. I've been getting a screen on time of 6 hours with the 5000 mAh battery, and I haven't noticed any weird battery drain. The charging is also very fast with the 68-watt PD charger, and I did not get to test the H50 Pro, so this is the first time I tried Motorola's new Hello UI based on Android 14, and it feels very smooth. Animations are nice, and I like some of the customization options, the new startup screen, and there's actually a lot of changes in this new UI, so let me know if you want me to make a separate video on the same. There's also all the Motorola features, be it the gestures or ready for, and there's no bloatware on my unit, but I did notice this ad in the weather app, but that's pretty much it. Now, two of the biggest problems with Motorola phones are the updates and the cameras. Now, Motorola is promising 3 OS updates for this phone, which is great, and Motorola has said that they'll be timely with the updates, but yeah, the track record hasn't been great. I mean, I'm sure you guys have a lot of examples of the updates problems in Motorola phones, but I have the H40 Neo that I've been using to test apps and stuff, and this is still at Android 13, so I'm hoping Moto does better. But yeah, the truth is we'll only get a better idea once Android 15 arrives later this year. As for the cameras, the specs are really good. There's the new Sony sensor, an ultra-wide-angle camera with autofocus, and I tested things and there are a few cons here and there, but mostly the cameras are good. Definitely better than the H40 Neo that launched in the same price range last year. I mean, the photos are sharp, there's good details, and they have this contrasty look and a slightly warm tone, but no oversaturation, which is good to see. Portrait mode is also good. Edge detection has been fine. The face details are kind of inconsistent. Sometimes it's very good, sometimes it's bad. Even the low light shots are very good. It's clear that Moto has been working on the camera performance because this has been their weak point, and low light is tough, but this does well, although there are a couple of cons like I mentioned. One, the camera app is still kind of clunky, not very smooth or snap, you can just feel it. And I was taking photos with this and the Phone 2A side by side, and I noticed that the H50 Fusion does not support auto night mode no matter how dark it gets, and this results in the Phone 2A taking brighter shots. Honestly, I prefer some of the H50 Fusion shots in these comparisons as well, but auto night mode is something that I was expecting. Apart from this, the H50 Fusion really matches the camera performance against the Phone 2A. In fact, I like the colors on the Moto phone better in daytime shots. I mean, just look at the trees. And the portrait mode is also better on Moto. Even in videos, both are very stable, nice, but the Moto video has better details. By the way, H50 Fusion supports 4K videos from all its cameras, and you can switch between the main camera and the ultra-wide-angle lens while shooting a 4K video. As for the ultra-wide-angle shots, they're good when there's good light and not so good when the sun is right in front of you. The selfies from the 32-megapixel sensor are also very good, sharp and well exposed with good HDR. And yes, the 4K video from the front camera looks good too with good audio. As for the mic, it all sounds pretty crisp, so yeah, pretty good front camera with 4K video recording. Connectivity wise, I did not face any network issues on the phone. Calling is good as well. And if you are wondering, this has all the 5G bands. There's Bluetooth 5.2 and there's NFC as well. Look, all said and done, the question is, should you buy this or should you buy one of these? See, it's very simple. I would recommend this to a lot of people who have a budget of around 22K because this is just a great all-around package at this price. Think about it. Premium design, good display, good cameras, good battery life, consistent performance, and you get a charger and case in the box. That's important. However, if you value a unique software experience, a unique design, updates matter to you, you want a flat display, and you can spend more for the charger and a case, the Nothing Phone 2A makes sense for you. The OnePlus NORD CE4 isn't as good looking as these two, but it's also a good option if you want a more no-nonsense phone that has more power, faster storage, better battery life, and faster charging. So which one of these would you go for? Comment down below, and I hope I've answered all your questions on the Moto H50 Fusion, but if you still have any more doubts, comment down below and I'll answer them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.